as you've seen in your news feed, we are in the middle of a string of national and world events, many of which are tragedies. Yesterday was 9/11. Over the past several months, there have been significant tragedies happening here in America. And so we just want to have a conversation about, like, is it okay to post about your business in the middle of national and world events?
Yeah, and we're curious. We want to hear your thoughts too. Let us know inside the comments. This is to be a discussion. Let's keep it respectful and kind, and keep our ears open and our minds open as well. So this is one of those interesting things, because actually I remember back to 9/11, and at the time I was doing my full-time job was as a fundraiser for a healthcare organization. We were supposed to have a big fundraising event that night, and they canceled it. They told us all to go home. They canceled it. We didn't have it that night.
Absolutely.
As they should have. Well, then that is a thought or opinion, right?
That's my opinion. Yeah.
Right. And in that situation, I agree. It was respectful, but it also, the conversation at the event would have just been about 9/11 and would not have been about the healthcare organization and the lives we were saving by fundraising. And so it really depends on, can your audience give attention to the thing you're talking about in that moment? And most of the time they can, because they still need to do things. They still need to feed their family that day. They still need to have a client meeting. They still have to deal with a legal issue, whatever it might be, that their life continues to move forward. I don't know. Have you had I've only had grandparents pass away and aunts and uncles. Like, I haven't had a significant immediate family member. My parents are all still living.
Yeah, it's been the same. Yeah, it's been the same. I mean, I've had my sister passed away, and yet it was expected because she was dealing with a brain tumor and all. So yes, so I have had someone significant pass away, but it wasn't one of those things where, like, for example, on 9/11, where you're like, oh my goodness, you're just
well,
like,
I've heard from people when it happens, it feels weird because you've gone through this huge tragedy and the world keeps going on around you, right? I've heard that from people. And so, like, if your audience is feeling that way, then it's not the right time to do things other than sending love and prayers. But if your audience is still moving forward with the other aspects of their life, they're still going to school, they're still going to work, their life continues, then it is okay to be doing marketing, I believe, about your business, because they still need to make decisions for things. And if you have a product, program, or service that can serve them well, it's your, I think, almost moral obligation to still be a steadfast voice in that moment. Now, it's up to you whether or not you want to get involved in sharing your thoughts, feelings, views, or opinions on the situation. We tend not to do that. We don't believe our point on this earth was to guide our clients in their social or political decisions. In fact, we have people that have all sorts of religious, social beliefs. We have our own, and they are very steadfast and true. And if somebody asks us about it directly, we certainly would share that with them, but that's not part of our brand. But for some of you, your brand is your social, political, or religious point of view, and you're going to share your thoughts on a certain topic.
Yeah, and look, if that is your thing and that's your brand, then the best thing you can do is be polarizing. I mean, think about all of the most successful businesses, successful people. I mean, certainly in pop culture, let's just say, they are polarizing. You feel one of two ways, most likely, about Kim Kardashian, let's just say, right? You feel one of two ways about, or Howard Stern, you know what I mean? Like, controversial figures, people who have a very strong point of view. When you're polarizing, it is the greatest thing you can do for your audience, because you have people who love you, who are like, yes, who are behind you, who are going to fight for you in the comments and all the other thing, and who will invest in you, whether they're time, energy, money. And then you also have this other group of people who are like, I can't stand that person. And and I think that there's also gold in that as well, because, you know, as P.T. Barnum says, I don't care what you say about me, I don't care what you say about me, just as long as you spell my name right.
And so we did something a little controversial yesterday. One of the national tragedies happened during a virtual event that we were hosting. It's one of those virtual events where you have people all day and they have exercises they do, and they are implementing things, and it is like you're almost in a cocoon inside a bubble for the day, because you're working together as though we're in a real, in-person event space, but we're doing it virtually. And one of the tragedies happened during the event, and we did not break the event. Mm-hmm. We also didn't bring it up because nothing was going to change in those moments. Mm-hmm. Nothing was going to happen. Like, it wasn't like a hurricane's coming. We need to make sure people are alerted. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
No one was in danger because of the timing of them discovering things. Mm-hmm. And we actually chose to stay in our cocoon and finish the event because serving that audience could make an immediate impact for them in their lives. But you might have made a different decision.
Right.
One of our coaching clients mentioned it to us at the very end of the event in a one-on-one conversation we had with him. But before that, no one had put it in the chat. No one was discussing it. We stayed focused on the event, which is what I'm very proud of that we did. Yeah. We served our people incredibly well by keeping it on the topic on their business, not on the national tragedy. But you may have chosen to do something else. And I'm curious, what would you have chosen to do?
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of running an event, would you have paused to have a conversation about what was going on?
Yeah. And that's the thing. You can either take a stance on it and be polarizing. You can be neutral about it.
Yep.
Right. And just say, hey, this is what it was. Or you can just not talk about it at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, those are the three things that you can do. And depending on what you want your brand to be, depending upon the temperament of the people that you're trying to attract or that you have inside of your community. I mean, there are people who go all in on these things and it strengthens the community. But then there are other people who will go all in and it really breaks apart and factionalizes and, a house divided can't stand. And so it all comes down to a choice.
Yes.
In terms of your brand, the story, aka the story that you want to tell and that you want other people to tell about you.
But my greatest piece of advice to you is before you jump on a bandwagon, you better know who's driving because the ride is usually very bumpy and your driver may be drunk. That's it. All right. So a little bit of different take on our daily show to you. Interested to know your thoughts. Let us know inside the comments right now.